Just going to hop in quick if that's all right. I'll start and then take any questions you have. It's been a good week of practice. I was really pleased yesterday with our scrimmage of sorts. We just kind of did one half of football, and we were able to, more closely simulate a game and the mechanics of, being on the sideline and substituting personnel and moving the football, and had a little different feel than normal practice in a good way. And I thought that was real positive, and I was pleased with the way our offense played. And I think there are a lot of young guys in this football team that have taken a big step here in training camp that I'm excited about. Oli Udo, I think, has done a tremendous job. Chad Beebe, I've been really encouraged with what he's doing, beating man coverage and just showing up time and again. Even a young fullback like Jake Vargas, who last year was kind of learning a new position and figuring things out. Now I just feel total confidence with him in the game and what he can do. And so it's exciting, to see some guys take another step and to know going into a game I'd have total confidence in them where, maybe 12 months ago you were still trying to see if they could do it or not. So it's great to see. It's encouraging. I thought it showed up at times in the preseason game the other night. I thought the pockets were really good, which was exciting on third down to be able to kind of go through my reads and not have anybody tight around me. So, that was a real positive. But, obviously had to go out Friday night and play at a high level and hopefully be able to finish these slate of preseason games with walk away with a good feeling about what we do. So that's out there for us to go get and go earn. And, take any questions you have.
How much of it yesterday just having a feel of what the offense is actually going to look like week one when you have Dalvin and Jefferson out there and they haven't been playing in the preseason?
Yeah, I think that's important. Players make a difference. But just talking to Justin, because he was out, for I don't know how long, felt like a long time, but maybe it was only a week since the Broncos practices. And I said to him yesterday after the scrimmage, you're a pretty good football player, and I realized it when you come back after being gone, that absence makes the heart grow fonder. And when you showed back up and you kept catching the ball and kept making plays, it's like, this guy's pretty good. So, it reminded me just how good he is when, he was out and then came back.
What do you kind of want to see out of the first team offense Friday on the heels of last week when you guys weren't able to get any points in 3 possessions?
Yeah, it's not any one thing. I think it's points. The name of the game is points. So touchdowns, preferably always, but getting points. But to get that, you got to convert third downs. We got to avoid negative plays, sacks, penalties. Obviously, avoid turnovers. Got to have explosive plays. Something we did well last year, I think, was have explosive plays. We got to find ways to get those. It's tough to just drive down the field with 5-6 yard gains over and over and over. So, just got to put it all together and get points.
How tough is it, though, in the preseason when you won't have a number of your weapons like Cook or Jefferson or Thielen, out there?
Part of the deal. I think it's a good challenge, too, right? I mean, to kind of view it as, hey, let's go see what we can do without them and try to, take pride in that challenge. But I think the challenge, too, is always just a small sample size. I think that's tough. There's plenty of games that if you play 4 quarters, you look back and you say, man, if we only took the snapshot of the first quarter, when you actually take the full 4 quarters of play, it's a very different story. So the small sample size, I think, is more the challenge that you gotta start fast because there is no real opportunity to, later on pick it up. You gotta come out fast or you don't really come out at all.
The small sample, like in the preseason, how important is a statistic like the first team offense hasn't had a touchdown or anything like that? Like when you look back on the preseason, you find that out. What are your thoughts?
We've had 3 possessions, and so. You just got to look at each series and say, why is that and how can we improve it? And if we go out in Friday night and have 3 touchdowns, you're still going to go back and look at, how can we be better? What do we need to improve? And so you're always looking back at what you got to do better, whether it's a positive outing or there's a lot left out there.
It might seem trite, but this is the first time you guys are going on the road. I mean, the Broncos came here, everyone's come here.
Right.
How important can it be, like on the field, but also away from the field to kind of get the bonds going?
I think it's another piece of the whole, process of Friday night of getting out there and playing is great environment to practice communication and noise and third downs and short yardage and goal line and red zone. It's a great place to practice that because of the noise and because of their fan base. And we try to crank the noise up here at practice and you try to simulate it. And so to get a game to be able to do that, I think is really helpful because we're starting on the road with two road games. So, that's one of the many reasons you value these preseason games and you want to kind of go through the paces.
Kirk, when it comes to Jefferson, he was talking last week about studying cornerbacks. I mean, he just seems to have a mindset of always learning and improving. Like, does that resonate with you? Do you guys kind of connect over that? And I guess, what do you think of that as him being such a young receiver and having that sort of mindset?
Yeah, it's important to always kind of be a football junkie and study the game. And if you look at the great players, great receivers, through the years, the ones who had sustained success, not just 1 or 2 good years, but a decade of success, that's the way they tend to operate. And they really study it, and they're trying to learn the game to the next level. And that's the way Adam is. Adam's a really smart football player. Adam jokes that he wasn't that great in school, and I said, "You're football smart," and that's what matters. You got that intelligence. So, playing with smart players is a lot of fun, and with Justin and Adam, we certainly have that.
Takeaway from what did you learn from the meeting on Monday with Dr. Michael Osterholm, and maybe what insights did he provide that you didn't know before that meeting?
Yeah, it was a great meeting. Informative, and was what it was.
This off season being a little bit more closer to normal with in-person preseason games, is it noticeable how much maybe more prepared you are for the regular season than what you guys were able to do last year?
Yeah, I think last year was a bit of an unknown going into the first game. I remember how eerily quiet it was in the stadium, and just didn't know what it was going to be like. That being said, we first possession of that game, we went down and scored a touchdown. So you prepare, do the best you can, but obviously the results determine the story, and you got to go out and produce.
The other day, Anderson said he was going to reach out to you and talk to you about the tweet and everything. Has that taken place, and how'd it go?
Yeah, we actually talked in January, so yeah, it's kind of old news. Yeah, but it's great to have him back. Great to see his smile around the building.
Today,
I talked to him a couple days ago. Yeah. Alrighty, thanks guys. And Chris, you got this nations thing going with your hats and your shirts. We have a deal in the Oman.
Okay.
Yeah, you've had Bulgaria. I think a lot of the Eastern Bloc countries you've been focusing on. And you kind of roll with the Olympic stuff quite a bit.
I rolled this one out just for you because you liked my Sydney sweatshirt to approve of this one.
Right. So, you got any other Olympic gear in the closet, or?
I'll try to do it in chronological order of the Olympics.
I'll
start with Athens, 1896.
There you go.
Okay.
Keep the unique nations coming too. See if you can really get us on a deep cut. All right.
Okay.
All right, Chris.